Happy Monday and welcome to another episode of Hair Mafia. She's classy. I'm a little trashy.
I don't know. No, I think we're both like both.
Yeah.
Like it just mixture.
Depends. Like the yin and yang. We balance each other.
Well, and ghetto. There's like a lot of stuff.
What is it? Ghetto fabulous or bougetto?
Oh, bougetto is cute.
Like we're like medium ghetto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we like classy things, but we still like fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't take the trailer park out of the girl or whatever it is, the girl out of the trailer park
or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm just having an identity crisis because I just came to the realization that I'm bisexual.
What? Now?
Yeah. I date gay and straight men. A lot of these motherfuckers are married.
Oh, that's not good.
Also, I found out
It
somebody
could be a throuple.
I can't do that.
Oh.
That's just too much. I think I would be attacked.
What do you mean attacked?
There's only so many places people can put it. Oh. And I don't volunteer as tribute. I don't even know. What's on the menu today?
Okay, so outside is not the only thing that is cold.
It's a cold world.
It is. So today we want to touch base on, we have like an extension company and a salon, and there's many like different ways to install extensions. Mm-hmm. But social media, it is great for all intended purposes. Mm-hmm. Like showcase your work, network. I mean,
it's a new business card.
Yeah. And a lot of stuff, I don't even look at hair stuff anymore. I'm like sending you like funny memes. I mean, and it is fun. And I'm not on my phone all day, every day looking at it. But with that also comes the bad competitive catty. I'm better than you. We're better than you. Talk. Right. And we're not even talking about anything local.
Yeah, I was going to say, we touch on this, but there's so many varying levels to negative competitiveness.
Yeah.
Or negative competition.
So I'm certified in like 4 different methods. Not that I'm like bragging. I've been doing extensions and hand-tied extensions for a long time. Yeah. And so that's what that is. But what we're having a hard time, I don't even understand. So I'm just going to come out and say it. Some of these method companies, they're making people sign like NDAs,
non-competes,
and just all of these other things. And I get like, maybe like, don't go off and teach our method as your own. Okay, fine, whatever.
And in a sense, I get that because I'm like, if you are not like a certified educator and then you're educating other people saying that it is this method.
Right.
And you are incorrectly passing on this information.
Right.
That does look bad on that company.
Sure.
So in a sense, that makes, that's totally understandable.
Right. But then a lot of methods are the same. A lot of the big methods, It's like there really are there's like 1 or 2 tweaks.
Yeah. And then they call it a signature.
Right.
It's not a complete lie.
No.
But again, too, I'm like, if I get chicken nuggets, but then I just cut out like a chicken breast, isn't that kind of the same thing?
Right. Well, yeah. No, totally. And I'm done with like the passive aggressiveness about it. Mm-hmm. Like some of them will come on and they'll show like a grow out of a method that's not theirs and then a grow out of their method. And it's like, which one would you blah, blah. And it's like, don't be a bitch.
No,
but like, honestly, I've had a perfect grow out and I've had some that I'm like, wow.
Oh, just the other day, I know my beadwork is better than this, but I was struggling and there was a reel made and I was like, I will probably lose 80% of my clients if they saw this. Which, It is what it is. But what's funny is what ended up on the reel. I actually redid her row because I was just like, this looks not good.
Well, yeah, and it's fine. And we all have those days and we all have, but I'm just these methods like, okay, sign an NDA, or if we see you tagging other methods, we're going to take you off of our stylist locator as a certified stylist. And it's like, well, how is that fair?
Well,
so like I gave you, $5,000+ to do your method.
Right.
But
and then
how
you
is
strip
that
it from me?
Right. But how is that like your fault or my fault that maybe I learned a method beforehand?
Well, what's interesting about that too is I'm like, just because you restrict my access to your online education, like I still kind of learned the method and I'm still going to provide that service. So I'm like, what good did you really do besides kind of like fake bully me?
Exactly. But they have been taking certifications away, or now they're saying like, if you pay $10,000, you can be on our master certification, and it just keeps going from there. And it's like, what's next? If you pay $15,000, then you're on our elite extension artist, whatever. And it's like, okay, but like, why do I have to keep doing this?
So for instance, I'm going to code name it Moon Method.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one.
Moon Method, I think that they have a great marketing.
Totally.
Because there's a level of secrecy to what you're getting. Yeah. And even then, like one of their earlier posts, or when they started to come on my radar, they were like, this is not a class about our method. And they were like, you got to pay $5,000 to like share a room and we're going to assess your skills and give you tips on how to be a better hair artist. And I'm like, but I want to learn Moon Method. Like, why am I going to Cancun to like do some frat shit? You know what I mean?
I can go with my friends.
Network.
Right.
$5,000 can give me 5 trips to PV.
But here's what intrigued me about that method is because they're like, we won't bully you. We're a lot different. What you see is what you get. We're not gonna. But now, since like 7-8 months later, it's kind of done a 180, and they are kind of fucking bullying. And it's like, I don't understand. I think their method's beautiful, but it's like, if you...
And it looks great.
It looks great. And I'm sure, but
this is not to dog their method.
No.
This is actually, again, we talk about there's a million ways to do hair.
Right.
And it works for people. I think their method works really good on fine hair too.
Right.
It's flat. It's great. It's whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know their method. I'm not certified in it, but it's like now all of their things are like really passive aggressive and really bitchy. And I'm like... And so the other day I had been reading something and I'm like, okay, or it was like a post and someone just simply asked a question. Oh, that's beautiful. How are your corners so flat? Take a class.
Because they used to play the game with people. They'd be like, oh my gosh, like, well, we like,
go
they would
ahead
be like,
and
oh, we
DM me.
Yeah,
and
we beat a certain way and that's how we get it. You can learn all these, whatever. And I think that they like had a different kind of customer service, but I think they grew really fast and they were like, now we can be a bitch.
Right. And now it's like, okay, but yeah, you reeled all these people in with like this, like shrouded in mystery of an extension method.
And now they're on a referral program.
Okay. So so now it's like, you better hurry up and buy your classes now because
it's not open to the public.
It's not open to the public after like this month or beginning of this year or whatever it is, which is fine because some methods are like that. Some extension companies are like that. But it's like, but why now are you going referral only? So then I saw another comment. This woman was a client and was like, hi, I'm just a client. I'm not a stylist. I'm really interested in somebody learning this method because I really want it on me because I see your work and I see how beautiful it is. But like, she said, no offense, but like, how is anyone supposed to learn it if it's by invite only? And I'm already in a part of the country to where like hardly anyone offers anything. And then whoever runs the page was like, anybody who starts off with no offense obviously means to be offensive. And I'm like, can we just quit?
But here's the real truth about it. So I actually followed somebody that I didn't even know was related to the Moon Method. And if you dig deep enough, Moon Method stole from her.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And so I was just kind of like...
Are you talking about HE?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they had already put her they had done a reel of just her talking. And it got taken off because they're like, you know, she stole our whatever, cease and desist contracts and my attorneys. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. But she had like texts and they were like, oh, we're going to work together, blah, 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 blah. And then they just kind of like took off. And she was just like, I mean, I'm still going to do what I do.
Exactly. Which, so it's like, okay, so let me get this straight. So, and then they don't bash every other method. I think it depends on who's running the account that day.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh, well, whatever's better for you. But like ours is like scientifically whatever fucking like only able to like, it doesn't cause tension. Every other method causes tension and bald spots and fucking night sweats. And yeah, fucking your man's gonna, all these like ailments. So it's like, okay. And now they're
use our method if you want to be rode like a horse. It's like, what?
But now they're starting to do who they initially were making waves with. Now they're starting to be like, this is a grow out of XYZ method. And it's like, oh, well, now you're doing what you hated in the beginning.
Exactly.
So now it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do if I want to learn moon method? Do I sit around with my thumb up my ass and wait to be invited?
Do I DM everyone who I think uses this method?
Yeah. Do I like beg to be on the referral list? Okay, so then what?
They comment and they said, when you apply through the referral, whatever, we will assess your work on your page. And it was just
okay,
like,
but so none of that even makes sense. So you're just going to bash every other method. So then what am I supposed to do? Maybe I've done extensions for 2 or 3 years. I'm pretty good at the method that I initially learned with. So now what? I apply and then you just tear all my work apart because it's like, oh, this is XYZ method. Like, no, you're doing it all totally wrong. And now I have to unlearn everything. And you just have to tell me like what a piece of shit I am, because they've even said on there, like their method will be like things that we've heard. Our owner is mean. Like, and then they're like, no, yeah, because we will tell you that your work looks like shit. And it's like,
this is how you grow.
And it's like, but it's like, what's up with all the like aggressiveness? Well, maybe your face looks like shit, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just sitting here.
Maybe we'll punch you.
But so it's like, okay, so I've got to wait. Cool. So let me like wait. And then I'll apply. And then maybe you'll accept me. I mean, I'm just
and there's a lot of similar methods, but I think some of the bigger methods, when they kind of rode the wave of like, you know, hand tied, you know, and all those forms of like wefts were getting big. It was just like, if you look deep enough, the ones that got big actually kind of stole from somebody else. And the person that they stole from, they were like, I don't care.
No, exactly.
Like they really did.
It's just like the girl with the other huge method out there. She basically stole from somebody in Canada. And I mean, I took screenshots of this person like messaging, like, what method is this? How do you do it? What do you do? And he was very forthcoming. He's like, this is exactly what I do. Like just on his regular comments.
And I think that's what gets people jaded in the industry, is that it's like, we want to be community over competition. Then when you're open, it just ends up kind of biting you in the ass to a degree. Cause it's like, okay, well now I won't answer any questions. And they're like, you're mean, you're gatekeeping. And it's like, no, I'm not.
No, I mean, I'll answer any question, but I feel like the ones that are really secretive about everything and just make everybody sign all these things and like blood tests and like fingerprints and like everything else that they do.
Not a blood test.
it's like, okay, but you just stole it off of so-and-so's page because they were doing it 2 years ago.
Yes. I'm like, and the thing too is I'm like,
because it's like everybody's stolen stuff, but it's like, okay, like our hair, I'm like, use whatever method you want. Like, because it doesn't matter. There's always going to be somebody out there. They're like, well, you can only use our method on our hair extensions because blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's always going to be someone out there that may even be certified in a method and is still not doing it the right way.
Correct. It's like you can get certified in something, but your practice, it's like you're certified to like start. Like this is a great foundation is how I look at that. But I think it comes down to kind of two things and, you know, add on to, but I'm like, it comes down to like tension and stitching.
It does.
Like, I'm just like, if you have appropriate tension and good stitching and it's secure, I think that's a pretty
But I mean,
method.
like, if I had enough time in my day to think about a bunch of like marketing, like jargon and talk about, our method's different because we use like this 45-degree angle with the ratio to blah, blah, blah. Someone's going to be like, oh, man.
Have you seen the reels with like the diagrams and it's like all the lines and it's like, do it like this. This is a no. And I'm like, but you told us like each person is different based off their head shape.
Right.
Like, are you teaching that?
Right.
It's like, are you trying to get money or are you trying to like send people out into this field with knowledge? Because knowledge is what's going to get you money. Money spends once.
Yeah.
But knowledge like lasts forever and it generates more money. So it's like, be knowledgeable about what you're doing.
Right. And I think that there are methods out there that are knowledgeable, but they're always just like, mine's the best, ours is the best.
And that's a cash grab. Because again, too, you have these people teaching stylists this and they fall in love and that's great. But then they start passing this on to clients because even when we've done like photo shoots or kind of had other people, they're like, I must have Niagara method. I must have,
Right.
break bad habits method. It's just
No,
like,
all of it. Like what I saw this the other day. This is the method that I want. I'm like, cool. Well, it's like $8,700.
Yeah.
So pay for me to go and I'll just do it all day. But it's just
or
like,
when they're like they're stuck on a brand of hair. They're like, I need scalding skulls. And it's like, okay.
okay,
Why?
we'll do that for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm just not understanding like some of the, I mean, it's just catty and it's mean. It's like, and then people get like discouraged, and anybody can be an educator. I mean, we found out that somebody that used to work with us is going and teaching in another extension class. And I'm like,
let me tell a little backstory on
well, good for her. Like, make good money, get yourself out there.
I don't know about all of that. You talking about good for her.
Well, no, but I'm just like, good for you if that's what you want to do. The people who are taking the class are gonna suffer. Like, and I'm just saying that.
That's what I'm saying. I need to go and do an intervention.
Yeah, we're just going to show up. We're just going to crash it.
For a civil standby from the police and be like, get her out of here. Make your exit. Because, like, this is how I equate it. If you want good food, I'm going to ask a person with fat fingers to cook it because I know it's going to be seasoned. I'm not about to ask somebody whose hair looks a mess to teach me how to do hair.
Yeah.
To put it as vague as I can put it.
Well, and someone who's...
This person took 2 classes and then we asked them to show us.
This is someone who used to work with us. I'm like, hi, would you like to show me how you sew in a row? Wouldn't do it. Very adamant about not doing it. I didn't
have my tools.
I didn't bring my things today. Well, I mean, I don't even want to do it on a mannequin because the hair's weird.
We're all extension specialists. We got the tools.
Right.
It was just like this whole run around the whole day.
Yeah. I'm like, sew the damn thing in so I can see what your work is. Like, that's it. And she, I mean, reluctantly finally did it. That's the only extension work I've ever seen of hers. And now she's like,
I was minding my own damn business. I quickly, don't look at it. I gotta do. And I was like, I didn't care what you were
looking
doing.
at your shit.
Because it was a big fat piece of shit. I almost got some toilet paper for her. And what was even funny is the little that I did look at, the stitching was terrible. And like the number one rule, or one of the like kind of golden rules, like don't sew behind the bead. They sewed behind every single fucking bead, which is tension.
In our very
pulling.
first episode that we did, I'm like, I ain't got any problem with anybody educating ever. Like,
No.
You know what? Because someone always knows something different or more or less or just a different view of it or a different way of teaching it. But if you just learned something, like just learned it, don't be going off and teaching it. At least give yourself at least 10 months to a year of practicing. And you could just be like, hey, this is what I learned at the class, but I mean, I'm still not good. But to teach a full-blown class, I'm like,
and you're confident.
Crash
and I'm
and burn.
You were shaking in your boots to do a partial highlight, and you're going to teach a group of how many to do something the only person you practice on is your mom. Mm-hmm. And literally they came in not too long ago talking about, I can't get it to blend.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, okay.
I'm having a heart attack.
I'm like, but you don't work here anymore. Like, where's the person? Bring them in.
No, I mean, like, if you think about it, they're literally like coming to you for advice on how to do something better. And then they're just going to go like try and pass that information on.
I'm not making fun of this person.
I am.
But the way that this person acted towards the end and what they've been doing the past week, whenever I'm like, hi, you can't start a hair account until you show me your license because I had already seen your work permit. Well, that's now expired. So I just need to see a license to get, put it in our back end so that you can create a stylist account. Still nothing. Won't show it. Like,
I'm
refuses.
Just gonna say this. I think that as much as I'm harping on her and her actions, because I do think that if you're going to be an educator or, there's a power, like you hold some sort of power in your craft, it's your responsibility to be honest about it. But I do think that people who are seeking an education should do their due diligence and make sure that it's somebody.
Right.
Because there are a bunch of educators where I'm like, I'm so glad that you got, this certification, but the method that they taught you, I'm like, that probably works for them. But I'm like, this isn't kind of like a translatable way to do this. But ask questions. Ask how long ago they were certified. Are they licensed? I mean, you don't want to pay all this money because there are some people out there that really, they sell themselves and they convince
Definitely.
you. And I think that that's a lot of like how we were talking about earlier. It's just like, our method's the best, dude. And it's just like, but where are you learning from? Because I'm like, I was self-taught up until like 2 years ago. And I think I was doing great work, but I'm still learning something every day.
Right. Like
with each
people
head.
say, like, I created this hand-tied method. What methods were you certified in prior?
Mm-hmm.
Because the first method that I learned was natural beaded row by Danielle White. And it was the only method out there. I mean, legit the only method out there. And it's hard. Like, I still can't do it. Like, it's a hard method.
Like true NBR, because I think people
true
use,
NBR. And
use those terms interchangeably.
They do. But, I mean, and she's to the caliber where she's like, yeah, you do have to be certified. But her certification is like, I just need to see pictures of your work.
Yeah.
And I need to see that you have 2 or 3 clients with, and then just send them to me. And then we'll put you down on the certified list. But, like, a lot of these are, pay $10,000 and you can be on the master certification. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why do I got to pay to do that now? I think that it's just greed.
It is, because I'm like, you could go $10,000, but I'm like, we paid $500 to shadow somebody and they charged $1,500 for their class and they showed us every technique. And they said, and you can film it. And I'm like, there's a way around it. I'm like, not that I'm saying like, go and be cheap or whatever, but I'm like, I'm a visual learner. That was better than me doing like all that stuff in a class. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I know you got to find the best fit. So do your research. Don't be letting just anybody come up in there and teach you something. And it's okay to ask questions. I mean, we've done some classes where people were just straight up just mean and critical and why do you do it like that? And I'm like,
because we are. So either watch and ask like a nice question or just like,
yeah.
I mean, there's always a lot of different ways to do stuff. Tons of extension methods out there. But I mean, honestly, for stylists, it's just like whatever you want to do.
If it works.
If it works for you and works for your clients, do it.
If it's not damaging the hair.
Right. If you try something and maybe it didn't work out, try something different. It's not the end of the world. We do it with color all the time.
Yeah.
Still. I mean, I still like try different toners. Like, oh, this came out. I want to try it. Like, it's not going to hurt anything. But the worst thing that could happen is you just don't like it. Or as long as they're not like in pain and like you said, like the tension and the beating. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like if you see something online, because it's everywhere. It's all over Instagram, TikTok. If you see something, just try it. Try it on someone. Try it on a client that is really comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay. And it doesn't matter what method. Like, I mean, that's personally how I feel. It's just whatever is best for you.
And I feel like as a stylist, being open to feedback, because again, too, I'm like with new installs or even just like old, like clients I've been doing their hair forever. I'm like, I still have a conversation with their placement. I'm like, did you like it? Sometimes they want to move it or whatever. And it's like, it doesn't mean you did a bad job. It just means like we need to tweak it. And I don't know. One thing that I have a problem with is these express move ups.
Oh, I can't stand them.
They keep offering them like to people for cheap, and it's just like damaging their hair. I'm like, no.
I really do just feel like that you should take out the beads every time.
Yes. Someone I went to school with her, but she was adamant that I do an express move. And I was like, you got so much gunk in your hair. I just need to take it out.
Yeah. For real.
Anyways.
But yeah, that was our little rant for today.
Knowledge is power.
It totally is.
So,
I mean,
and applied knowledge is even more power. Power to the fucking people. Get your money's worth. That doesn't mean be cheap and ask for it all, but it's like, know what you should be getting for a service that you're paying for.
And if it's a non-disclosure agreement that you're having to sign just to be able to
red flags
take a class, I yes, truly believe that it's a red flag. But if you have an attorney or a friend, just send it over to them or screenshot it if it's online and just show them is this.
Don't sign your life away because somebody has got you enamored with great PR.
I actually got one of my certifications totally taken away, and it was like completely by accident. And it wasn't like a huge thing. It was, I accepted their terms. I didn't sign anything or DocuSign it. I checked the box and I accepted their terms. And this is in 2019. Well, I was teaching just a regular class. I wasn't doing anything because I hadn't even gotten through all the modules yet. I'd got through 4 modules. So it hadn't even really shown the sewing or anything like that. I had already had a class scheduled. One of the girls there, they had asked about a method, and I was like, oh, I'm learning it right now, but I don't really know all about it. Well, she was in hair school and she tagged the method and was like,
Is this the Niagara method?
Yeah. She was like, we're learning this or whatever. And it was not even a big deal. I didn't even know that she did that until I got home that night. And the owner of the method sent me this huge long DM and was like, how dare you? You're not certified to be an educator for my brand. I'm calling my attorneys right now. And I was like, I wasn't teaching your method. I was like, I wasn't even teaching. I don't even know your method. I was like, okay, but I just paid $2,300. Mm-hmm. And I don't even, because honestly, that was the one that I was talking about. She was constantly commenting on the guy. Yeah, on the guy's page.
She was stealing.
On the guy's page, 5 years prior, he's always done that method. And I was like, okay. And she literally was like, you're locked out. You're lucky that I don't sue you. And so basically, yeah, I just paid $2,300 and that was it. And then I didn't know. I was like, hey, will you take that down? Because I guess I'm in trouble. And she was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about it.
It was purely innocent.
It was not even that big because we had already done the hand tied stuff. I was doing eye tips and tape ins. I wasn't even doing sew ins at the time. But that's how catty and mean
it can be.
They can be. And then they just keep your money. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, cool. But can you fight? Where you at?
Oh, okay. Don't make me come up off my horse and carriage and beat your ass.
So yeah, but now I do feel like the whole non-disclosure agreement comes up and it's in your face. So,
but the market is saturated. I'm like, somebody's gonna teach me.
Yeah, I don't. Caitlin had this girl today, and this girl came in, and her extensions were just bunk. It was just.
Is this the one that had the curly frizzy? Today?
Yeah, short hair. It was just bad. You know what's funny? It was our hair, but she was like, "No, I love the hair, but I hated the way that she put them in because they're falling out, all this, all that." And I said, "Really?" And I said, "What salon?" She tells me, and I was like, "Literally, no." But I'm literally 4 girls there are certified in a method, and she sits next to a very popular hairstylist, and I was like.
Because you can be certified and practice wrong.
I'm like, is no one showing this girl anything? Or maybe she is certified. I'm not sure if she's certified in any, but I told her, I was like, I hope you don't think it's our hair. She goes, no, I think it's the way she did it. Mm-hmm. And clearly it was the way she did it, which no one was talking bad about this person, but it's they're in a really high-end salon. And clearly this one girl just doesn't know what the hell's going on. But I don't know if she's certified, but it's just things like that. Mm-hmm. It's and maybe she paid, $5,000 or $10,000 to get certified in a method, and then this is what she's doing.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, do what's best for you.
Yeah, live your best life.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for today.
Thank you for tuning in.